Dan Perry here with another Dan on Tech Python video. Sometimes we need to compare things in a way that we want values that are in between two values, maybe excluding values, or maybe what we need to do is to test for things that are not even the same variable. If the temperature is greater than 32 and the air pressure is greater than 30 inches. Different things that way. So we've got compound conditions. And the two compound conditions that we have are the AND, where all the conditions have to be true for the entire statement to be true. The OR, where at least one condition needs to be true for the statement to be true. We also have a NOT, and the NOT takes whatever the condition was, whether it's true or false, and inverts it. So true conditions become false and false become true. With the AND, if we were to AND X and Y together, X and Y, if both are false, the results are false. So if both X and Y are false, our results are false. If X is true and Y is false, false. If Y is true and X is false, we get false. The only time we get a true result is both of those conditions being true. Now with the OR, only one of them. So if both X and Y are false, the result is false. But any other combination of true and false yields a true. And of course, as I said, the NOT condition inverts that. We're going to use part of the program that we've used before to start this, and I've changed it a little bit. So you're entering a number. We're still going to call it score. And then we're going to check the value of score. Instead of just checking to see if it's greater than or less than something, let's check to see if it's between two values. So I could take this, and I've got a 90 now. Let's make that a 70. To check between two, I would put and then score less than 90. So now what I have is it checks the score to see if the score is greater than 70 and checks the score to see if the score is less than 90. So let's go in here and let's print the score is between 70 and 90. And we don't need to put the score in here. So now we've got a score here between 70 and 90. We could put an else. The score is outside the range. And let's run this one and see what happens. It says enter a number, and let me put in something in the range, so put an 80. I still have at the bottom this print the grade. It does the true condition. The score is between 70 and 90. When I entered the 80, it checked this, and that was true. The score is greater than 70. It checked this. The score is less than 90. And with the AND, both had to be true. Both were true and true yields a true. So it went in and executed the inside the if statement and then skipped out. Now let's run it with different values, and if I put in a value of 50, it says the score is outside the range. Well, when I look at this is false. Once I have any false value, doesn't matter, I don't even have to look at the other, but this one was true. A true and a false is false. the false executes the else. If I run it and put in, say, 100, now it still gives me the outside the range with the score of 100. This time, this one was true. This was false. True and false yield a false. It skipped down to the else, executed the else, then exited the control block. Well, let's do another one. Let's modify this a little, make it a little bit different. And this time, let's have two different numbers. So I'm going to have score and score 2. I'm going to comment out that line for the number, so I don't have it there twice. And let's say we want score to be greater than 70 and score 2 to be less than 10. So this time we're looking at two different values. So I'm going to say, change my output, say the scores are right. I'll say for the else, the scores are wrong. So now I've got the two parameters. Let's run it. So the first number I'm going to say is 80. The second number I'm going to say is 5. And it says the scores are right. So it looks at the first number. That's true. It's greater than 70. Looks at the second number. That's true. It's less than 10. So the entire statement's true. It executes the true condition and then exits the structure, which ends the program. Let's run it again. This time let me put in the first number of 50, the second number of 5, and it says the scores are wrong. Well, the 50 was false. Score 2 was true, but any false gives us a false, and we skip down into the else and then exit the program in this case. Thank you for watching this Dan on Tech video. Please subscribe to this playlist so you don't miss future videos. Please check out and subscribe to our other Dan on Tech channel playlists.